Welcome to episode 100, season 6 of Cascade Hoops Talk. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. We're going to go ahead and start with our milestones like we always do. Let's start with Ethan Immersion, Madonna University, the Crusaders. He joins the 1,000-point club. Congratulations to Ethan and to Madonna. And by the way, they're on a roll. We'll take a look at them in just a moment. Also, congrats to Tyler Curl, Olivet Nazarene, 17 threes the other night. A new program record, and that's a proud program with a long history. So congratulations to Tyler Curl. Also, Alex Benson out of Northwestern Ohio, UNOH, or if you prefer, Alex is now a member of the 1,000 point club, 1,000 career points, and counting. Congratulations, Alex. Okay, let's jump right into the Mid-South. Freed Hardeman, they were victorious this weekend. They beat Lindsey Wilson 91-76. Peyton the Law was on fire. 30 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double, and he was joined by Phil Horton. He had 13 points, 11 rebounds. So the Lions, they go to 22-4, and they're going to host Cumberland's on Thursday. Georgetown won again. They played Campbellsville. They beat them 80-61. Jaquez Franklin, 17 points, 6 rebounds. And Gavin Stevens, 19 points, 9 rebounds. So they're 24-2, and Georgetown will be at Bethel on Thursday. Also a winner, University of the Cumberlands in the Mid-South. They defeated Cumberland, the Tennessee style. They beat them, 105-87. Matthew Cromer and Anthony Johnson have really come on for the Patriots. Matthew Cromer the other night, 32 points, 10 rebounds. Anthony Johnson, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. These two are really getting the job done, though. They go to 19-7, and they're going to be at Freed Hardeman on Thursday. Big game. Here's the scores. I just read them all to you, but here's the scores in the Mid-South. Let's take a look at the standings. So as you can see, Georgetown and Cumberland's are tied. Freed Hardeman is a game back. Here's the games on Thursday. I'm just going to scroll through them because every one of them are big games. Obviously, that Cumberland's Freed Hardeman game is going to be huge. But Georgetown is playing Bethel as well. Okay, let's go to the GPAC. Dort, they won at Doane. I've said it before. I'll tell you, Doane, for whatever reason, Doane is a dangerous place to go play. It took Dort overtime, but they got the job done. They won this game 99-93. Bryce Kopic, 26 points, 6 assists, and Lucas Lorenzen, 27.6 rebounds. He is having an unbelievable. There is a case for him to be Player of the Year. So Dort, they're going to host Morningside on Wednesday, and as I said, they're 24-2. Concordia, they defeated Dakota Wesleyan there in Seward. That was a big game in the GPAC. We'll show you the standings. They have to host Doane on Saturday. In the win on Saturday over Dakota Wesleyan, Tristan Smith, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and then Noah Shutt, 21 points, 6 rebounds. And they go to 21-5. And Northwestern wins again at Hastings, 112-79. Jalen Langsey, 23.6 rebounds, and Alex Van Kalsbeek, 28 points, 8 rebounds. They are 22-4. They'll be at, nope, that's not right. They'll be at Briar Cliff on Wednesday. Here's the rest of the scores. No big surprises here. We'll just scroll through them. You can see all the scores from the GPAC Saturday. Take a look at the standings. Pretty tight. Dort's going to win the conference, but all the way down from northwestern Iowa, you just see that 2 games separating these teams. The red line here, these guys get first round home game, and this is where the playoffs cut off. So it looks like Mount Marty's pretty safe in that 8 position. Here's what to look for on Wednesday. Doane is going to be at Concordia. Concordia looking to move up into that 2 position. Northwestern, as I said, at Briarcliff. Morningside at Dort. Morningside really needs a win. And Dakota Wesleyan as well. They'll be at Waldorf. The Red River, LSUA, they just keep rolling, cashing that. 21 points, 11 rebounds. What's that? Oh, a double-double. And Jackman Abney, 13 points, 7 rebounds. They're 25-1. They beat Texas A&M San Antonio 97-67. And they are going to be at LSU Shreveport on Thursday. And as you know, they have clinched that Red River. So here's the rest of the scores in the league. In that Red River, LSU Shreveport beat Our Lady of the Lake. They've been playing spoiler here a little bit lately. Here's the standings. Xavier battling for second position. See, they're tied in the loss column. And Shreveport trying to break in, but with 9 losses, I don't think they'll get up into that 4 position. And Jarvis Christian seems pretty secure in that 8 position. So Paul Quinn's going to be at Our Lady of the Lake. That game could have some consequences. And LSU Alexandria and LSU Shreveport, that's a good momentum game going into the playoffs. A lot of people have their eyes on that game. The Cascade Conference, College of Idaho, they win 2 again this weekend. On Friday, they beat Warner Pacific badly, 93-58. Johnny Radford, 12 points, 2 rebounds. Alex Germer, 12 points, 7 rebounds. And on Saturday, this game, I want to talk to you about this. They went to Multnomah, the final scheduled game at Multnomah in program history. As you know, they're closing the undergrad there, and they're ending NAI sports. And this game was a neck and neck 1 point, 3 points, 2 points, all the way through. And College of Idaho's a great team. Multnomah, they're just playing like madmen, just trying to they already have the best season ever at Multnomah. And they wanted that big win against College of Idaho to be the last win on their floor. But they went down by 3. Multnomah came up the court. They had a 3 in the corner to tie. The shot went in, but apparently the guy's toe was on the line, and it was called a 2. It went in at the buzzer. But everybody handled it well. There wasn't a bunch of jumping around and screaming and yelling. It was a great, great basketball game. And no matter who had a W by their name, Multnomah won that because they really proved they got a ton of heart. And Teo Jim should be the Cascade Conference Coach of the Year. To have a program where they've said, okay, at the end of this year, you're done. To hold those guys together, and they're battling for a home playoff spot. But what a game! That'll be a very memorable game in the Cascade Conference for a long time. This weekend also, Oregon Tech, they were at LC State on Friday. They fell 87-80. LC State got 2 wins this weekend. Big weekend for them. John Lustig, 20 points, 7 rebounds, and Alton Hamilton had a huge double-double, 22 points, 14 rebounds. On Saturday, Oregon Tech was at Walla Walla, and they defeated them 109-97. And in that game, Cam Osborne, 25 points, 3 rebounds. Dakota Reaver, 17 points, 9 rebounds. This is a wrong up here. Oregon Tech will be at Southern Oregon on Tuesday. It's a makeup game. Huge, huge game in the conference for both Southern Oregon and Oregon Tech. Looking at the Friday games, as I said, LC State beat Oregon Tech. Multnomah beat Eastern Oregon. We were just talking about Multnomah. And on Saturday, LC State beat Southern Oregon. So looking at the standings, College of Idaho has officially won the conference. Right now, Oregon Tech is, I don't think I pulled that. Right now, Oregon Tech is a half game ahead of LC State, and Multnomah and Southern Oregon are battling for that last home playoff position. I don't think those are updated. I apologize for that. So the big games coming up, as I said, Oregon Tech is at Southern Oregon on Tuesday. Next Friday, LC State is at Corbin. That'll be a big game. Multnomah will be at Oregon Tech as everybody's battling for position. Northwest will be at College of Idaho. Multnomah at Southern Oregon. A lot of big games as playoff positions get solidified. Let's jump down to the GSAC. The Masters, they defeated Life Pacific 82-64. Caleb Lowry, 19 points, 13 rebounds. And, sorry about that, Jaron Nerfet, 17 points, 2 rebounds. They go to 23-4, and they're going to be at Hope on Thursday. Arizona Christian, they beat OUAZ. Dominic Gonzalez, 23 points, 4 rebounds. S.A. Onakpomo, he had 23 points, 2 rebounds. They go to 23-4. They're going to be at Benedictine on Thursday. And then Hope International fell to actually Embry-Riddle. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I apologize. I had the wrong score up there. So Hope fell to Embry-Riddle, 71-69. Noah Gift, 23.6 rebounds. J.C. Candlin, 22 points, 3 rebounds. More about him in a moment. And so they're going to play the Masters on Thursday, and Hope right now is 22-5. So in the final seconds, Embry-Riddle was down by 1, and here's what happened. This was, by the way, before I play the video, I'm going to let it run through twice. And this is the game winner that beat Hope. And this is the highest ranked team that Embry-Riddle has beat in program history. So it's quite a big game. Let's watch it twice. J.C. Candlin's going to hit the 3 for the win. Okay, I'm going to let it go one more time. Anyway, congratulations to Embry-Riddle on that win. Big win. So here's the other scores. I'll just scroll through them real quick. In the GSAC, no big surprises. That was a big win for Embry-Riddle. So Arizona Christian and the Masters are tied for first. Hope's 1 game back. Embry-Riddle is battling. The first 4 is all that makes the playoffs. So I believe they play Life. We'll double check that in a second. If they beat Life, that will get them that 4th position. Embry-Riddle. So that was a big win over Hope. So Embry-Riddle at Life. So Arizona Christian's going to be at Benedictine Mesa on Thursday. Hope will be at the Masters. 2 huge games. And then also that Embry-Riddle at Life Pacific. Going over to the Hart. Baker, they clinched the Hart Conference. They had to work for it. They went to overtime with Graceland, and they beat them 86-84. Noah Rugatuso, 20.7 rebounds. Cayman Lennox, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. They go to 23-3, and they're going to play Benedictine on Wednesday. Here's the other scores in the Hart. Oh, that's a little small, but there's the scores. I'll just go through them. Again, no surprises here. Here's the standings in the Hart right now. As we say, Baker is clinched. Graceland is trying to keep that 2nd position. Mid-American Nazarene and Park are battling for that 4 position. And Benedictine and Missouri Valley are battling for that 8 position. So a lot of drama left. Some big games coming. Missouri Valley is going to play Park. Benedictine has to face Baker. I think that's going to be tough for Benedictine. Peru State will be playing Graceland. This is, I call them momentum games. Games you want to win going into the playoffs. and those are on Wednesday. Let's jump right over to the Crossroads. Bethel fell to Grace in Mishawaka, a really highly anticipated game. Bethel goes to 20-6, and they'll be at Spring Arbor on Wednesday. So in that game, as I say, Grace won that game 72-55. Justin DeGraff, he had 12 points, 3 rebounds. Gage Sefton, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Grace goes to 21-5. They're going to host St. Francis on Wednesday. And Huntington fell. They lost to Spring Arbor at Huntington. Gabe Newhoff, 22 points, 4 rebounds. Dante Favor, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Huntington goes to 20-6, and they're going to be at Taylor on Wednesday. Quick look at the standings, or not the standings, the game results out of the Crossroads. Here they are. Indiana Wesleyan, I starred them. You guys have seen this. 23 threes. Indiana Wesleyan had 23 threes in that game. That's amazing. 23. Did I say 23? Yeah, 23 threes. Here's the standings. Grace and Bethel are tied now. Tied with 2 games left. And Huntington and St. Francis are battling for the 3rd position. Spring Arbor is battling St. Francis for a home court in the first round. And Mount Vernon and Marion are battling for that 8th spot. So on Wednesday, Bethel is at Spring Arbor. Huntington is at Taylor. St. Francis is at Grace. Those I think, are the games that have the most potential to move things around. Going over to the Frontier Conference, Montana Tech. They've been out some guys. They've been struggling. They just lost their 4th straight. They'll be back. I wouldn't bet against them in the playoffs, but it's been a tough stretch for them. They fell to Carroll 59-58. Isaiah Crane for Carroll, 16 points, 4 rebounds. This guy's a freshman. I tell you, this guy can really get to the rim too. Derek Kramer, 12 points, 5 rebounds. And they play Montana Western on Thursday. They really are going to need a win on Thursday. Let's look at the rest of the scores. It's not a big conference, but Rocky Mountain won. And Providence fell at Montana Western in overtime. Big loss for Providence. So Montana Tech and Providence are 8-5. And look at Rocky Mountain, Montana Western, and Carroll have all snuck up. They're only a game behind. So I really don't know what's going to happen in this conference. It's just wild. So on Thursday, there's the games. Nothing circled because these are all critical. Who's going to come out of this thing alive? I'm not sure. You know, it's kind of a little bit of a beauty contest because they're playing for seeding in the postseason tournament. But it's still, they want to win the Frontier. Southern States, Dalton State got beat by Loyola. Loyola is officially playing spoiler, and they're playing it well. Acosta Belegi, I practiced his name, and Costa Belegi, 22 points, 6 rebounds. Jarvis Brown, 17 points. Dalton State fell 88-79. Dalton State goes to 21-5. And they're going to host Point on Thursday. Here's the rest of the games in the Southern States. Nothing there real surprising. Let's go to the standings. Remember, they take the first 5 out of East and West. So there's the East and there's the West. See, Loyola, they're under 500 in the conference, but boy, they're dangerous right now. They're really knocking off some people. Life's in action tonight. That's a big game. And then on Thursday, Point is going to play Dalton State. That's a big game for both teams. Going over to the American Midwest, William Woods, they win again. They beat Crowley's Ridge. They beat them and beat them and beat them. 82-47. Nate Schwartz, 16 points, 3 rebounds. Henry Shannon, the third, 18 points, 4 rebounds. So William Woods, they go to 23-2. They're going to host Missouri Baptist on Thursday. And Central Baptist in action also. They defeated Hannibal LaGrange 75-61. Sage Bourbon, 22 points. Jonas Carlisle, 13 points, 8 rebounds. They go to 23-4, and they will play. They're going to host Columbia on Thursday. Here's the rest of the scores in the conference. On Saturday, here's the standings. Central Baptist right now is a half game up on William Woods. Missouri Baptist and Crowley's Ridge have a good battle going for that final home playoff position. So on Thursday, watch these games. Columbia is going to be at Central Baptist, and Missouri Baptist is going to be at William Woods. We're still looking for a winner out of that conference. The Sun Conference, Florida Memorial defeated St. Thomas 87-76. Felix Udali, he had 15 points, 12 rebounds for a double-double. Taryn Hamilton, 19 points, 3 rebounds. They're at 22-5, and they're going to host Kaiser on Wednesday. Monster game. Ave Maria fell to Kaiser, 84-69. They go to 20-6, and they will be at St. Thomas on Wednesday. And in that win for Kaiser, Vince Miskowitz, 10 points, 19 rebounds. He's kind of sloughing. He can get at least 25. Calvin Sermons, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Big win for them. They go to 22-4, and they will be at Florida Memorial on Wednesday, as we said. So here's the games out of the Sun. One I wanted to note, New College of Florida, I think they're going to finish in the Sun over 500. Their first year as an NAIA team. That's amazing. Here's the standings. Remember, in this league, the top 2 teams don't play until the second round, so you really want to be in there. Kaiser and Florida Memorial, Ave Maria all battling for that, but that Kaiser Florida Memorial game will probably decide it. And it looks like St. Thomas and Central Georgia still have something to decide there for who's going to make the playoffs. So on Wednesday, Ave Maria is at St. Thomas, as we say. Kaiser is at Florida Memorial. Langston back in action, and the Sooner, they got the win, the road win against Central Christian. That was a good win for Langston. They won that game 75-52. Joshua Smith, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Darius Hughes, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Langston goes to 19-7, and they're going to host Texas Wesleyan on Thursday. Rest of the games in the Sooner, you can see a Mid-America Christian fell. That was a tough loss to Texas Wesleyan. Also, that John Brown win in overtime over Wayland Baptist really paid some dividends. I'm going to show you that in the standings here right now. Let's go to the standings. Nelson continues to be a half game up on John Brown, but boy, look at John Brown. That win over Wayland Baptist was huge. Look at all these teams. I'm not even going to go through all of it. You can see it. You guys got eyes. Somebody's going to have to get that big tiebreaker book out. I'm telling you, we're running out of time. So on tonight, Wayland Baptist is at College of the Ozarks. Southwestern Christian is at Nelson. Nelson just has to win out because they've got everybody else in the loss column. Texas Wesleyan on Thursday is going to be at Langston, and John Brown at Nelson on Thursday. So, yeah, all Nelson has to do is win out, but they got John Brown and Southwestern Christian, but they both come to their place. The Appalachian Conference, Pikeville didn't play on Saturday. Here are the scores. A big win for Bryan over CIU. Truett McConnell surprised Milligan. Game you would have thought Milligan would have won, but they didn't. Those are the rest of the scores. So if we go to the standings, Pikeville still is a game up on CIU, but Johnson, Milligan, and Bryan are all right there. This is another conference that's going to need that big tiebreaker book to come out here real soon. So on Wednesday, Bluefield will be at CIU. Bryan's going to be at Johnson. Here's Milligan's in action as well. And then Pikeville trying to hang on to that lead. They're going to be at Kentucky Christian. Let's take a look at the Chicagoland. Just scroll through the scores here. No big surprises. Nothing starred. So let's go to the standings. St. Francis, a game up still on Indiana Northwest. They're a game up on South Bend. They're a game up on St. Xavier. Everybody's running out of time. So St. Francis is in action hosting Calumet on Wednesday. Indiana Northwest will be at Governor State, and Indiana South Bend will be at Olivet Nazarene. That's a tough trip right there. So watch those games. Those are teams that somebody's trying to break out of that pack. And in the River States, St. Mary of the Woods, they won. They won the conference. They won the overall conference. Congratulations to them. So they won that game. And Midway upset Alice Lloyd on Saturday. Everything else is basically the way you would expect it. Take a look at the standings. Remember, it's East and West. So the line is who's going to make the playoffs. So the East is pretty well defined there. They're still battling who's going to be second and third, but and in the West, Oakland City and Brescia, you can see it there, are battling for that last playoff spot. Rio Grande's going to be this is on Tuesday. Our Rio Grande's going to be at Alice Lloyd. Big game. West Virginia Tech at Indiana East. Shawnee State's at Midway. So those are all big games in that conference. And the KCAC, this is another one that is, it's going to finish tied. It's just going to. Here's the scores. Again, no surprises in the conference. When you have no surprises, usually the standings don't really change. So Oklahoma Wesleyan still has a game up on Friends, and then they got a gap between them and Bethel and St. Mary. But Ottawa and St. Mary are only a game apart for that last home game position. And Evangel and Sterling, I don't know if they've 100% decided that yet. That's a still open question. So on Wednesday, Oklahoma Wesleyan is at Evangel. They want to just close the thing out. St. Mary is at Ottawa. Friends are at Southwestern. In the HBCU, there's the scores. I'm not going to read them to you. So Tougaloo continues to lead that. They're a half game up on Dillard, a game up on Stillman. Philander Smith is right there. They've had a good year. And Talladega is knocking on the door to fourth place. Couple big games on Tuesday. Stillman's going to be at Wilberforce. Tougaloo's in action hosting Arkansas Baptist. And here's the game of the night in the HBCU on Tuesday, Dillard at Xavier. A little bit of a surprise in the WAC conference right here. Madonna won again, and they're on a roll. Madonna might be the best team in the conference right now. Lourdes beat Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech's just been rolling in that conference. That is a big momentum game for Lourdes going into the conference playoffs. So in this league, you want to stay out of this bottom bunch because they play a semifinal first to decide which two teams are going to make up the rest of the 8. So Rochester and Northwestern Ohio, they have a real battle here. Indiana Tech, not officially, but they're going to win the conference. Couple games to really watch. Rochester is at Defiance, and Northwestern Ohio is at Lawrence Tech on Wednesday. Quickly in the North Star, we've been watching this. See, this weekend Dickinson State beat Jamestown on Friday, and that's the big race. I'll show you here in a second. Mayville could sneak in there too. They beat Bellevue on Saturday. Here's the standings. Dickinson State's got a game up on Jamestown, who has a game and a half up on Mayville. So what's going to happen this next week to watch? Well, on Friday, Dakota State's at Jamestown, Bellevue's at Dickinson State, and then on Saturday they switch. Jamestown plays Bellevue, and we'll have to see what's going to happen. But right now, Dickinson State has a game up on Jamestown. That's been a good battle in the North Star. Okay, that's what I have for you. I know that's a lot of games. I try to get through them fast, but you're all caught up on everything that went on across the country. Everybody's down to like 2 games, and I don't know what's going to happen in all these conferences where it's tied. I know there's great big books they pull out for tiebreakers in these different conferences, and boy, some of them are going to have to get pulled out. Hey, I hope you have a good week, It's finally stopped snowing up here. I've been driving in the snow for 2 weeks. I'm kind of getting a little tired of it. But enjoy your week, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA Basketball is the best entertainment value in America.